Hey, Randy Joe here, and welcome back to the channel where today we are going to be listening to the long-awaited, much-anticipated new Danny Brown record, Stardust. This is the 6th LP from the incredible, influential rapper Danny Brown, one of my favorite rappers of all time, I would go as far to say. Probably a top 3, if not number 1, to be honest. But as you can see in the background, I'm quite a fan with his records, got the whole get-up and everything. So today I am very stoked to jump into this one, especially since it seems like, from what I've heard and from what I've seen with the single so far, Danny Brown is going much more into a hyperpop trajectory on this album and really embracing the kind of like poppy, more upbeat and hype elements of his music, which I think for someone like himself is not all surprising considering most rappers would not rap on half the beats that he tends to. So I feel like he will most definitely make it work, and I have heard the first 2 singles from this one, and I especially love Copycats. I think it is a brilliant and it's a super hype track with Underscores as a producer. So again, a lot of big hyperpop producers on this one. Quadeca, Underscores, Frost Children, Jane Remover as well. We've got some big names from the hyperpop community making a appearance on here. This one's 49 minutes, one of the longest albums from him yet. 14 tracks. So let's get into it without further ado here. Book of Daniel, the first track. Okay, volume is low for some reason. Crank it all up. Let's get into it.
Before they chisel the last 4 numbers on my tombstone. No, I left so many sons behind, could fill a group home. Inspired your favorite.
Love this guitar.
This road was filled with potholes.
A little bit of a rock sound on it.
Now I made it past a decade. Who the top dot in Tepe? And that's me, the big 3.
Oh, shouting out not just Kendrick, but also shouting out Earl's Sweatshirt there. Love to see it. Claiming he's part of the big 3.
We moving them bills and got fronted alone from Mexican cartels. Punching in on my right to my wrist break. So
love the rising sound on this one, really. Very climactic.
Understand what I'm trying to say? Still be doing this if the pay was minimum wage. A good book of Daniel was trapped with them lions. Well, I believe, interpreted my dreams. I know who I am.
Some of the best lyricism I think he's done in a while, really chronicling his whole journey and just how much he respects, the hip hop industry and how much it's just kind of inside of him to be a rapper. Something he's touched on in the past, but again, a great starter.
I'm proud of myself. Say a prayer and I wake up because that rehab helped when I didn't have.
He sounds so like healthy and happy as well, which I love to hear.
Cause I just couldn't cope. About awards, not what I'm doing it for. Believe in yourself and don't have a care in the world.
Just wants to be one of the best.
Can't piss what they drink when the fat lady sings. Just know you lived your dreams.
Probably the happiest we've ever heard him. Oh. I think that's Quadeca maybe on the vocals here. What a opener. Super uplifting. Love to hear how he's at a point in his life where he's not struggling as much as he has in the past. It sounds like he's just excited to make music. Love the Quadeca production on that one, especially. The guitar work was fantastic. I believe that was him on the backing vocals too. Very heavenly kind of finish. Great collab. They always collab quite well together, especially on the Quadeca albums as well. So here's Starburst. Let's get into it. This is the first single off the LP, and, love this one. I already know what I'm getting into here. Love the funky sort of synth line there.
Better shape up and get them squares about your circle. And all these niggas bosses then tell me who the workers. Gonna second, so count your blessings. The lesson is the essence, that's natural adolescent.
Unfamiliar with Holly as a producer on here, but she kills it. And Really love the beat switch we're gonna get at the halfway point or so. To me, that's when this track really elevates to a higher point.
I put it to your temple, then turn a nigga to lentil. And Bruno Mogley shoes, I'm leaving tracks of rental. Accentuate utensils, I'm chopping them with the Gensu.
Love the multi-syllabic rhyme scheme throughout that finish there, that verse. Love how bouncy this synth line is. So like off the wall and a little zany. Love this part. Gets so skittery and choppy. Oh, and then it's like we're entering the future with this beat switch. Love how dramatic this section starts to feel. Love the multi-structure element of this track. The synths are just like so kind of violent on this one. Still carries on that same melody there. Sounds better on the album. I feel like it sounds a little bit more
when you were lasered into life,
well mixed.
Beautifully precise. You noticed how the guy across from you on the train put way too much Aquaphor on his lips.
Love the glitchy
when you were at your most stable
vocals.
You quickly exploded. Peaking on Stardust, we chased silence out of our world till
it's Angel
blew his horn.
Angel Prost on
you
the
resigned
feature
yourself
here.
To delinquency, hunted it, surveying life's riches.
Love that closing element too. What a powerful track Starburst is. It really feels like it has such a strong, kind of powerful oomph to it, really. It's got a huge synth lead as well. Love how skittery it is. Love the glitchy elements of it. Let's go to Copycats. Love this one especially. This one is much more immediate. Underscores on the production here. Just flying off the walls. The bass line there. Love how like front focused it is. Love this chorus. Cuts things out from a much more dramatic nature. Easily one of Danny Brown's most like immediately fun tracks. You know, I feel like you can obviously point to an Ain't It Funny for hype, but this one is a much more bouncy sort of instrumental that just feels so immediately catchy. Be a great club banger, really. I feel like that's the main goal of the album. He really embodies kind of the spirit of a pop star on this one. Love that one. So catchy, so immediate. Let's go into 1999. Throwing it back, maybe. Love this glitchy, like, fax machine. Very violent.
If you don't know, I'm about to start a website called lameandnigga.com. Put you on that front page like what the fuck is you on?
Love his disses. He's been dissing like this since Triple X, where it's just so comedic in a sense. Love this. Love that diss especially. Hilarious. Putting him on the front page. Shouting at Big Bruiser still. Oh, this one's so glitchy. Like glitching to the max. Love that screaming verse. Again, really matches the energy of just how kind of demented this beat is. Insane vocals on this one. Oh my goodness. I could see this being a track that turns away a lot of the real hip-hop heads who prefer the more traditional kind of hip-hop trajectory, because this one is going full-blown experimental hyperpop, really just taking all the kind of sounds and aesthetics maybe of like the early 2010s and the late 2000s and putting it in a blender, much in the same way that maybe like a 100 Gex would do. This one really pushes it to the max, more so than anything we've heard so far, which I'm here for. I love how online it feels, very chronically online. Wow. Oh. And much like a lot of great hyperpop tracks, doesn't overstay its welcome. Just 2 minutes, hits you with that very immediate, just to the max kind of maximalist approach. Love the screaming elements on that one. Let's get into Flowers, another quick one at 2.5 minutes. That one was insane. That 1999 cut was just brutal on the ears, but in a good way, like a real hyperpop track is. A lot of respect for the array of producers too on this album. Still feels very unified in the vision. Fitting after Quaranta, you know, a very trauma dump focused album, and a lot of these tracks speaking about how he's made it out the rain, harnessed his pain, now the sun out, grown without a doubt, fully embracing this kind of newfound self he has, and very healthy, feels very just happy and alive. I like how low cut this one is after the abruptness of the last track. Love the vocals on this one. Very poppy. Feels similar to maybe like a Charlie XCX. A real kind of club girl anthem, it feels. That's a nice one. Quick. I liked how sweet and kind of cute that one was. Let's go into Lift You Up, is this one here. Holly producing this one. She produced Stardust as well. Did a great job there. Interesting she's not credited the same. Okay. This one's got like an early 90s kind of club beat to it. So very sample heavy. This one kind of reminds me of the group D-Light from the early 90s, especially. If you know, you know. He really is lifting us up throughout this verse. Like, he's telling us to basically get on that grind throughout this entire track. Love his flow. It's so rapid. A very non-stop, kind of easy flow to it all. Man, great. Oh my god, the club element of this LP is very strong. Just great grooves on it. Oh my god. This is like very early 90s kind of dance. Just incredible grooves on this one. Wow. That one was fantastic. That one was such a throwback in the dance elements. what a fun, this has got to be easily the most fun Danny Brown album I've heard. Love the vision on it. One of the most fun albums of the year. There's been a lot of great kind of hype hip-hop records as well, and this kind of follows suit in the same vein as, you know, some of those more kind of hype throwback sounded records, such as maybe Hyper Youth from Joey Valence and Bray, or even Don't Tap the Glass from Tyler, the Creator, of course. The very kind of hype elements that are a bit throwback in their dance sound. Danny Brown kind of following suit, but I'd go as far to say maybe doing it better than the two I previously mentioned. Here's a Green Light. I just think the mixing thing so fluid, and his bars are still sharp.
Just one thing that got me tripping. A Marie for the summer breeze. Turn it up loud and drop that top. Eyes on the
Bit more
road,
low key on this one.
So hard for me to not stare at you. Putting on your lip gloss in the rear view. Looking so good while I just ride slow. Take you where you wanna go. We can ride till the wheels fall off.
Bit of a love-induced track, perhaps. Getting pretty kinky on the mix. Frost Children. Love the very glimmery, shiny production on here. Feels very euphoric in this kind of instrumental.
Hate to be frank, I'ma do it my way. Changing lanes while she do her thing. Got a smart mouth with a genius brain. Hands on the wheel while she giving me chills. Tints on the window, keep it concealed. When she do that, don't want her to stop. Rhythm of the beat, while the speakers not. Use your tongue, got me so sprung. Girl, you can get whatever you want. Where we going, I don't know. Hard for me to concentrate on the road. Driving fast while she do it slow. I'm about to bust up, give me some more. I'ma come wherever you go. Hit me up, pull up a show.
You know, Danny's never shied away from getting pretty kinky in his tracks, that's for sure. And this one feels like this is the album's version of, you know, maybe an I Will, for example, off of Triple X. Again, I like how that one's a bit more low-key. Like how we're getting a good variation between the very push to the max kind of hype tracks. Here's What You See. Almost like a little bit of a hyperpop R&B type mix. Quadeca on this one, of course. Oh.
Just a teenager, only thinking with my dick. Got my heart broke once and haven't recovered since. After that, I said that I would never be faithful again.
Getting that down tempo Danny that we see. He's been doing it since, of course, the early days of his career, but he did it quite heavily on the second half of Quaranta, where he got very in his feels and emotional. And this is always the much more vulnerable Danny when he channels his voice.
Why would they believe him? I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Just wanted satisfaction. Sliding in DMs just to slide on prophylactics. Wasn't about attraction. Just
Getting very vulnerable in his desires.
Getting whatever he want, resisting temptation, cause it's all about us. Through the ups and downs, stay by my side. Now I got something to live for. I was dying inside.
Oh, man. I know he said he was gonna trauma dump, but this is like the trauma dump of the album here. Really revealing just how wrong he was in the past and righting his ways. And I love the mantra here, struggling with his self-esteem and why anybody would really love him for who he is. Man, the strings too. Quadeca, incredible feature on that one, especially. Wow, that's potentially the best track, but I don't know. There's a lot of great tracks here. Just loved how honest and vulnerable Danny was on that one, really detailing his sort of use of sex and drugs as a way to escape his pain of low self-esteem issues. And they're kind of coming out saying that he wants to be a better person, wants to be fully confident, and wants at the end of the day a real connection. Beautiful track. Quadaka does a great job too. Here's Baby. Okay. And right into something a lot more punchy. Underscores as well on production here.
She wanna be my babe, juicy just like ocean spray, but tastes like Aquafina, highlights, have you seen her?
Is this Danny? I believe it is Danny's voice. I have never heard.
Princess like Mona Lisa, worker, or I can't believe it.
I've never heard this pitch.
You don't know, I'ma make you a believer.
New voice unlocked, I guess.
Be my B-A-B-Y, where you looking like lazy eye. Cause I'm your type of guy, look no further, stay by my side.
I like this kind of sensual voice he does here. Very smooth with it. I need to check out more underscores. Love the production on this one. Because both tracks so far with underscores has been incredibly dynamic in the production. Very rich. Like that one a lot. Great production. Love the new kind of style that Danny goes into with that voice. Let's go into the next cut. Whatever the case is this. Oh my goodness. Instantly just jumps into it with that clashing sound. Oh. Quite an off-kilter beat here. You know, Danny known for his style, his fashion style. Here he is flexing on it, gatekeeping it. Love that rising camera-like sound. And then that drop. Oh. There it is again. Man, it's like a continual, constant rise of tension. Is Brokey is the name of this feature here. Incredible energy. Even more high octane than I think Danny's been on this track. Love the glitchy sound in the vocals. Love that aggression too on some of those bars. It's Brokey. Completely unfamiliar with this one. This one feels like a deep feature. But man, what a insane, gnarly feature that was. Love that one. That's a quick track. Flies by with ease. Here's I Love My Life. Incredible speed on this one. The tempo is just flying off the charts. Is that like an aim and break there, I think, to the background? This one feels so like alive and like a heavy party track with just how euphoric it is. Those synths are really just cranked up. Almost like shoegazy in the way with the weight, so just pushed to the max and kind of waved out with reverb. Whew. That was an intense one. That energy, the most electrified it's been. Everything in the red there with the mix. Here's Right From Wrong.
take those steps to get help for my health. Now we back on road. Just crack the code. Practice discipline, situations you might fold. Stop worrying about shit you know you can't control. Only get one life, so stick to your goals. Ain't too concerned.
What a uplifting focus too. Such an optimism in the bars.
I'm focusing on cash, cause it's watch cost too much. Spend time I don't have. Don't make me laugh, cause I can get petty. Cause it's lonely at the top and the crown is too heavy.
That it is, Danny.
Half smile you give, like a shy offering.
Love
Trying
this
to convince
repeating
yourself that the dust hasn't been spent yet.
feature from Angel
That
Pro.
Maybe it'll magically strike suddenly. What if the salt shaker magically refills?
Gives a sense of
at the end the day?
cohesion throughout the tracks.
What if magic reinvents itself? Anyways, I swear this time we have together will be unforgettable. This summer won't be like the last one, but sometimes I wake up jealous of no one in particular.
Love the vulnerability that Angel brings
Just
too.
jealous that there are other ways to live that aren't this.
Very like real and
To
raw.
lighten the jealousy, you compare your star power to others. You jot down all the reasons you're goated, stopping halfway through. You believe true icons don't reflect on their success. So arbitrarily, so functionally. But it's hard to make the jealousy turn into actual inspiration. That's what I need. Inspiration. And everything will be restored.
Incredible. Love that finish there from Angel. And let's go into this track here. Whew. Second to last track here. 8 minutes long. Love the soft kind of glimmering in the background up against this rapid percussion.
Tell myself don't need help, myself couldn't trust. Now how you gon' believe in someone that can leave it alone? Gone now my mind straight off my path, I couldn't find home.
A lot of features on this one too.
As now in public, so corrupted by the substance. Didn't want to discuss it, so stay dusted, felt like nothing. I couldn't be trusted, didn't care, so I was like fuck it. Destroyed my life, didn't think twice, I was stuck in.
Seems like he's really chronicling this drug abuse and substance abuse that he's dealt with for so long. And the whole album just feeling like he's escaping that endless cycle.
Diction, contradictions, wouldn't listen, lost my vision. Blinded by that drinking, but my problems couldn't admit. Down bad, going out sad, and no one could get through to me. Couldn't own that, I was on that, all the drugs was losing me.
Я хочу вийти з цього чортового кола. Я бракована. Якась мала білява дівчинка в фотоальбомі схована. Я не пам'ятаю, хто вона, не пам'ятаю.
Love the kind of Odyssey like structure of this one. Feels like we're going on a whole journey with Danny. No idea what's being said here, but the voice certainly complements the nature of the instrumental. Do love this chorus. This chorus is so incredibly catchy. Even without knowing what's being said, it's just such a an immediate catchiness. Oh my god. God, the speed of this one just flying through. Never too late to find your place, to figure out what your worth is. Again, Danny Brown feels so uplifting on this record. Love the just optimism that is just pouring from him on this record. Feels so wholesome about righting your wrongs, becoming a better person. I think it's the fastest Danny's ever rapped. He's never been a showboaty rapper in speed, but man, he kept up with that beat and made it look easy.
really believe that we can have perfection if we really try. I can count it all up and assemble it back together. No,
Angel
for real,
Prost coming
I've
back
done
in
it
with a
before. Do you believe me? I can count it
soft
all up and
finish
put
to
it back
the
together again. Do you
track
believe me?
here.
If I can't make the magic again, what am I for? The real magic is found in the beginnings of things. Anyways, everyone knows that. The second something starts, it's over. Only in the brief, microscopic first breath of go is there anything worth talking about.
Maybe a negative cyclical mindset to be in.
Restless moment was corny. Stoicism was too obvious. But God, can we enjoy something before we crest and sink into sleep? Can we enjoy something before we crest and sink enjoy something before we crest and
Jeez.
sink into sleep forever?
Angel getting quite blunt with those hard truths. Let's close it out with All For You, the final track here. 2 minutes. Which after that last one, feels like such a shift in runtime.
Back when I was in the thick of it, man, this rap shit saved my life. For me, it was do or die. Made me figure out who I really am. Rewind and the tape my jam, so I had to let it play out. Music, my only way out.
Oh, another
Headphones on,
tribute
so
to
I
the
blank
music,
out.
the
It was
art
my
he
stick.
works
What
in.
else can I say? Kept me out that way, didn't go out to play.
Love when he does
Baby,
these.
brother was my best friend. Got me through the struggle thicker thin. In my basement listening, studying so I can kick it then. I'ma do it all for you. Now I'ma do it all for you.
Such a sweet
Now I'ma do it all for you.
tribute
Now
to the
I'ma do it all for
fans
you. All for you. Now I'ma do it all
and to
for
the-
you.
to the
Now I'ma do
music.
it all for you. All for you. Now I'ma do it all for you. Now I'ma do it all for you. All for you. This real life can't make this up. Can't believe I almost fucked this up. Almost crashed when the road got tough. Life got me down, but I got back up. Lost my trust, I was lying to myself.
Such an
Got right
emotional
with left,
closer.
trying for help. Tightened my belt, then took those steps. Thought it was too high, flooded with death. All for you. Now I'ma do it all for you. Now I'ma do it all for you. All for you. Now I'ma do it all for you. Now I'ma do it all for you. All for you.
Wow, love that closer. A very sweet, sentimental tribute to the fans, to the music. Much in the same way that maybe Bass Jam closed out Quaranta with a track that is really about how much he loves the art form of music and how much it means to him. All For You kind of closes out in the same way while also acknowledging the fan base that has been so supportive all these years and helping him through all the trauma and tough times of the 2010s especially. That's it for Stardust. Incredible, fast-paced, blend of hyperpop and hip-hop. He does it with such ease. I don't think I've ever heard a rapper rap on hyperpop so smoothly and make it all sound so effortless. And, you know, like I said, Quaranta was a real trauma dump of a record. You know, Atrocity Exhibition is like a heavy, depressing listen. Stardust feels like we're coming out on the end, coming out fully healed and revitalized, and he sounds happier, more excited than ever to kind of pump out the music and make something that is a lot more optimistic and uplifting in tone, especially with tracks like Lift You Up, literally him trying to hype you up and be a better person. And a lot of these tracks really dealing with the fact that he himself has kind of escaped this sense of low self-esteem and the cyclical nature of trauma as well as drug abuse and substance abuse and becoming, again, a better person on the other side of it all. It's very sweet, very uplifting, just a powerful listen. And the features on here are incredible. They all complement one another. They all sound very unified, despite the fact that it's all different producers, most of these tracks, and makes the whole record just feel like a very distinct, unique vision, and is easily, hands down, one of the most unique, uplifting, and just forward-thinking rap albums I've heard this year. Love Danny Brown. Like always, I think he's always pushing the envelope. Every album he puts out feels like it is looking forward and him challenging the form of hip-hop and music in general to see what he can do, which makes me excited to see whatever he'll do next. But I do know for one thing, I will be bumping Stardust for some time. It's such a hype, enjoyable record that I can't wait for me to really sink my teeth into it further and really acknowledge just how deep and intricate a lot of the details are. But that does it for today's video. If you liked the video, please hit like and subscribe to follow along and listening to more albums alongside myself. Check out the Patreon in the description below. $5 a month. You'll get this video and every video I've done this year completely unedited for just $5 a month. But as always, my name is Randy Joe. I appreciate you watching, and I'm signing off.